Hey loves, welcome back to my channel. Today guys, I'll be checking out this interesting video and it's titled Kevin O'Leary, what the heck is going on? You guys, I'm super excited as always. If you're yet to subscribe to this channel, please consider subscribing. Give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share and all that good stuff. And without much ado, let's dive right into this video.
Okay, all right. So there's Donald Trump calling this a witch hunt and a weaponization of the judicial system. He apparently, Dana, was very upset about the fact that certain witnesses weren't called. He said they're vicious people, and what they've done to that person is outrageous. He's talking about Weisselberg, Alan Weisselberg, former CFO, who was under the prosecution's control, who had material evidence, who would have said that Trump never talked to him about the vouchers, the invoice, or the drafting of the check.
It's one of the big questions, right, is where's Weisselberg? And if you are on the jury, you would sit there and think, why didn't we hear from them? But correct me if I'm wrong, the judge asked both the prosecution and the defense, do you want to have Weisselberg? And they both said no. So maybe Trump's lawyers had a reason for saying that.
Well, the defense has no obligation to call anyone. The burden of proof is on the prosecution.
Okay.
But what should have happened?
They had the opportunity to bring him, and they didn't.
Well, but they don't have to. The burden of proof is on the people.
Saying,
but there should have been an adverse witness charge.
Sure.
That, folks, this guy was in the control of the prosecution at Rikers Island, and you can assume that had the prosecution called him, he would have said something not beneficial to the prosecution.
Yeah, and that's why they didn't call him, and that's why they didn't call Keith Schiller, the security guy who apparently took the phone call from Cohen, and that was the big phone call that Cohen said, this is what I told Schiller, that I handled it for Donald Trump, and Schiller could have just come on and said, no, we talked about the 14-year-old kid that was prank calling you and you wanted me to call the Secret Service about it. This whole case is a joke. We have another overwhelming piece of evidence that Donald Trump was doing this not for politics, but because of his business. If you think about it, and you know better than anybody, Kevin, if you're running a media conglomerate, you're running a hotel chain, and you're running these companies all over the world in Muslim countries in Europe and Asia, anything that's bad news for you personally is bad for the brand.
Yeah,
and you're a billionaire and you have this coming out in the middle of nowhere. Forget about protecting your family. That's the obvious concern. Secondary concern is the business. You can't have some porn star extorting you. 130 grand is nothing for Donald Trump. You pay that, it's nuisance, make it go away. That's common sense.
Well, Trump brand is very important.
You guys, what are your thoughts on this video? Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. And now that we all have seen that Donald Trump has been found guilty, do you think the verdict was right? Do you think what the judge did was right? By reading out Donald Trump's underlying crime at the end of the trial, let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section down below. I think this is unfair. I think Donald Trump does not deserve this kind of treatment. But let me know what you guys think about all of this, and let's continue watching.
You know, even prior to him being president, and obviously all of these Trump brands all around the world on real estate are royalty-based businesses. I particularly love that because you don't need a lot of capital, but you get a lot of cash flow. So I've admired what he's done from the business perspective. I bet you, if it's true that this election is going to be decided by independent voters, if I polled 10,000 independent voters right now, let's say I could just wave a magic wand and do that on a panel. I bet you after all of these 6 weeks or whatever it's been, even if you watch the synopsis every night on the news somewhere, whatever outlet you watch, you are still 99% totally confused on what the hell is going on.
What exactly did he do?
You know, even if you spent full all day listening to this, which some people did, you're still confused. And so I just wonder in that group of jurors if a few of them are just looking at each other saying, I don't know. This is a mess. I don't even understand what the judge is telling me to do. That's why I'm asking you to read it over to me again, because they can't take it printed in and read it. I don't know what's going to happen here, but I just look at it and say to myself, wow, this is bad for the American brand. That's what I keep going at. It really is. It's just, even if he gets acquitted, it's bad for the American brand. And I don't think people at this table think that's going to happen. It's more leaning towards maybe a hung jury. And you
Well,
say,
I would
Judge, if
hope
that
so.
happens, they'll bring it back a week later? That sounds
They'll try 'em
crazy
again.
to me.
There's no question. But Greg, one of the notes that came out today was they wanted the testimony regarding the Pecker meeting at Trump Tower, along with Cohen meeting at Trump Tower. It was at that meeting, and I have this in my notes, that Trump apparently never mentioned his family like he did with Hope Hicks. That, and I may be reading it wrong, but I'm not real comfortable with that.
I don't know. It's the first time I'm hearing of it. It always goes back to Pecker. No one knows what the crime is, but it's the trial. That is the crime. What is interesting about this is it paints Trump in an incredibly appealing way. He's up against the wall. Meanwhile, Joe Biden needs a wall to stand up on. And this guy is like, he's best when he's angry and he's focused and he's direct. You know, this is like, when you compare the way he is and that kind of energy to what is in the White House now, it's persuasive. You look at this guy and you go like, I get it. That guy's pissed off and he's clear. Meanwhile, this guy speaks in these amorphous fantasies about a threat to democracy. He can't solve anything. He doesn't know what's going on. And this guy's fighting for his life. I mean, it's a pretty stark choice for Americans if they're paying attention to this. But maybe most of them, they're tuned out because they know this is all BS.
Yeah, a lot of people are, but we'll see.
Wow, you guys, that was such an interesting one. And I totally agreed with what Kevin O'Leary said in this video, because everyone is confused. Donald Trump is confused. The juries are confused. The judge is confused. America as a whole is confused, because at the end of the day, the questions still stand. What exactly did Donald Trump do to be going through this trial? But we all know that there's someone up there who is calling the shot, who is telling the judge, the juries what to do, and left alone for the juries and the judge. They know that Donald Trump is not guilty. But let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. Do you agree with Kevin O'Leary? And drop your comments in the comment section. I really enjoyed every minute of this video, and I believe you guys also enjoyed watching. If you guys enjoyed watching, give this video a massive thumbs up, comment, share, and all that good stuff. And I'll see you all in my next video. Bye guys.